All right, welcome to the program. My name is Dr. Manko Ta. You are watching the TPN TV and radio network. All right. When I remember last week when I talked about the APC na Nayam, where I come, I give congratulations to the leadership because of the efforts where they take for try for resolve the problems of the party. Where some folks na the APC get for going to court and they sue the party where warrant the courts for make them give an order for make the APC go and do the ratification of the constitution, right? I remember that, right? And yes, last week I talked about that, and I congratulate the 21-man committee. I congratulate the leadership of the APC party because at least I don't begin to see some kind of movement towards reformations and strategies and the unification of the party. Well, I want to continue to talk about the same thing today because when you look at what we don't hear just yesterday, when certain constituencies within the party we don't begin for all delegate election for making them able for elect the delegate that will get for go participate for the constitution. And when we take a look at that, the information where they come from Freetown for the delegate elections, it look a little bit worrisome and it look a little bit disheartening, especially when we see people in social media. These are people where members of the APC in then constituency, then they come and say certain groups of people within the party, they try to muzzle them up for make they try to muzzle them up. Hey, George, how they do? So certain group of people and they try to muzzle up certain members of then constituencies. Then they, we see one video from Kailahun district where one of the members where somebody we been done be in a high political office within the APC government, where he put out an audio and a video. Then we also hear an audio or video from other members them na Kono districts. In fact, two constituencies na Kono district where also we hear this complaint. And that make I want to talk back today because last week I was so optimistic that finally the APC is moving towards time for unify the party together and try for put things then together so we were able for strategize for the coming election where we did at a very, very big disadvantage. And when they begin for yearly some of the information here they come from members them, it make me I feel a little bit concerned. First I agree Dr. Sylvia Oleinka Blyden where pull out a video. In fact, last night I was able to contact Dr. Blyden because I know say I get for talk about this today. So I get for contact them for make I get side of the story waiting they go on. So and Dr. Blyden no respond. He say he go do that in due course. He go do an update on the video where sorry the video where where he pulled out yesterday about this issue, where he say him been don inform the leadership of the party for tell them say him been don transfer a membership na Kailahun district, I think constituency 002, if I remember correctly. So he go contest for delegates another constituency dey, and based on wetin I understand, he not confirm directly to me. Based on wetin I understand, the executive of that constituency they receive a phone call from the Secretary General when Alhaji Usman Fodi Yansane, we tell them say make they not agree for make Sylvia Blyden contest for any delegate position at that constituency day, because not today he register now the western rural area. So we agreed that another maker being contact in the Sylvia for make I able get side of the story, because since now video no more than put anybody can manipulate a video, right? It's very easy for manipulate video. So now that make I want forget side of the story, but he just tell me saying he go updates me by God's power. Few questions we I ask Dr. Sylvia Blyden, me communication. One of the question where I ask her get for do with whose term where Sylvia inform the leadership of the party say if they transfer in membership to that constituency there, when it was that. Then secondly, why they refuse for making able to participate, even though according to in the video, the members, the people in that constituency they agree with waiting it they say. To do that. So these are some of the questions we ask and if he indeed he will able to confirm the rumors, then what would he say the Secretary General put out call the executive and order them for make them not allow them. So he said he updates me. Well, Judge Owell asked a question. He says, sir, did you call the Secretary General to confirm this information? I tried to get hold of the Secretary General, they're not able to pick up your phone. And that's not the point where after Sylvia Naya for being bring come, but since you already don't ask the question, let me just hasten up for make I able answer your question. Yes, I did multiple times yesterday. Get hold of the Secretary General, not able to get hold of him at all. I don't know what thing they go on. But yes, indeed. So these are some of the questions the way I ask. The reason what to make I ask them question here to Dr. Sylvia Blyden, if I know when he move in registration, he get the rights for transfer your registration to any place as long as they pay dues fully that constituency they, and the membership of that constituency they accept them. So the idea that because you register Bo, for example, so you know get rights for move your registration to Freetown for make you continue for pay. I don't think say that's not the problem actually. The problem we I want to understand, when did the doctor, Dr. Sylvia Blyden, made this move for transfer in registration? Was it because after, or was it recently after the Innocent, then for do election for delegates, that the reason that one day we moved that to a constituency like Kailahun district, where it's in a mover on. So these are some of the questions then I want for make the doctor explain to me. You understand? You know, me when I dey investigate stuff, I dey understand stuff, I therefore be very careful for I make sure say I may not be perfect because I'm a human being, right? So, but I want to be very careful for make sure say I stand na the right way for make I able to understand both sides of the story. And if indeed Dr. Sylvia Blyden move in registration to Kailahun after we are saying then get for do delegate election, then there is a question mark on that. And I hope saying Dr. Sylvia Blyden will also what they call, because I send the information to them. You know, I send the information to them for making able to watch this particular broadcast, and I also try for send information to the Secretary General for make, if you get chance, for make you also watch this broadcast. So like what are they talk about? If indeed Dr. Sylvia Blyden been done move in registration to Kailahun constituency 002 before this delegate election issue come up, then there is no reason why somebody should prevent her for contesting for delegates na that constituency there. But if indeed she only did that after, you know, say elections are going to be held for delegates, and probably, you know, say we say it be registered when the western rural area, you know, we're able for contest for delegate day. I'm just trying for put some kind of theories so that una way they watch, let una able to get an idea where they come from. If that was if it been done transfer, then I think there is a problem for make the executive then deny, especially if he not a fully paid up member. That's, you know, that they're not supposed for block out for make a contest. That is the same thing who they talk the anti-democratic you know, practices we will not for tolerate within we party any longer. But if he just put time for making able get a delegate position that constituency, they just because, you know, same the election of delegates is about to start, now that make it put time, then I don't think say he right for make it do them. So the executive will take this decision are correct, because we get to be fair to everybody, right? So that's now that particular issue there, they with the Dr. Sylvia Blyden and the APC Party, and we will follow up that. And the other one where I want to talk about, then they come at the implication, get for do with Kono. Two constituencies, Kono, I think one of them constituencies, then they one guy pulled out an audio saying in fact I've been deputy mayor and I've been councillor also in that area there twice. So I think he been done lead that constituency there also. Then refused for make able for contest for delegates, and most of the people them then refuse. And the allegation here goes to 3 people, Mahmoud, by Mahmoud, where Naina been the Minister of Youth, and Karmo Kaba, and Cherikoko, where Naina the Honorable Chernoma Juba. It happened for being the running mate for Dr. Samora in 2018. So I don't get too much info on that. I don't get too much info on that at all. As I hear him, one of the guys we call Karamokaba and confront him, he record him, and he try to explain why it is dangerous for America. All right, let me just read within George asks another question. Say another question. Did the people of the said constituency contacted the National Electoral Authority to cross-check about her registration to that constituency? I don't know whose constituency we talk about, but based on the video where Dr. Sylvia Blyden, I know saying Sylvia Blyden they try to talk about. Based on the video where he put, Sylvia Blyden say he been registered now Western rural area. I forget the constituency there. That they register, but he informed the leadership of the APC in Afriton say, okay, Kailahun, yeah, okay, Kailahun, all right. Okay, so if you say that Kailahun, now that make a the time for now the time for explain. So they are giving me chance for make I able to explain them the way I understand them. And this is an interactive session, right? If you get any idea, maybe I make mistake, please just like the comment always at the publish them out for let we all interact, right? So Kailahun, the guy. Oh, yeah, Kailahun, yeah, now Sylvia Blyden, you talk about. So, yeah, Sylvia Blyden say, you know, say now they have been originally registered. He say now Western rural area, that they he register, but he inform the party for, say, they move in registration to that Kailahun area, I think constituency 002. And based on the video we see, the people who have been there at that barricade, at that hall there, Sylvia asked them, I think in a member of that constituency, Sylvia asked them if not a member of that what they call it, the people then say yes. In fact, I think say one of the executive members at that constituency there, one of the elders of that constituency there, now he nominates Sylvia. And according to what we understand, the power after then deny Sylvia, instead then deny him, he cried, then say he shed tears. So I don't know whether the people that they call for verify. I don't have any idea. And then say yes, now from Freetown, they ask if Sylvia been get a reply after he informed the executive, the leadership in Afriton. So I have no idea. But in any case, these are two things where the most important thing, did Sylvia move in transfer before this delegate election issue come up or after this delegate issue come up? So if indeed it do just for who gets the delegate position, then she is wrong. She's not supposed to do them at all because that's not cheating. But if indeed Sylvia definitely move in membership to Kailahun before that, then the executive they're wrong for making them deny them. This is the bottom line. So let me bring in one of my commentators waiting at the line with me. So, all right. So that's not the situation. So let me go back to Kono. All right. One of the people them when members of one of the constituencies in Kono, he confronts Karamo Kaba, say Karamo Kaba, we then send the audio. Karamo Kaba, first, they not even inform the membership na the constituency for say then they can make election. So now few members they no more where they inform, and it happened for BC. The members the way Karamo Kaba and the other people the way they go conduct that election day, they inform now people then way align to in the Karamo Kaba and Diana Konomani. You understand? So some people then can't understand now later on. I think that, I don't know, but it seems like either they don't postpone that election day or are not able for get any idea on that. The other one, when Cherry Coco and by Mahmoud, where then go say some people are not supposed for contest for delegates, and most of the one the way they allow for contest based on the allegation. Now people the way now pro Diana Konomani and Dr. Samura in camp. Now them the wouldn't call. So the point why they try to make here is we have to be very careful as members of the APC party. All right, we have to be very careful. This is very. I talked about this last week. The reason why to make I can't repeat them back today now because of the information, the incident where we don't begin hearing from people them. Now that make I want to repeat that which I talked last week today. We have to be very careful, ladies and gentlemen, as members. I know say this not politics, not true, but not try for stifle you members them where they affect you tomorrow. Now the general election. The problem here is if we begin to tell people the way we know say really now members of the APC party, now them constituents then say for say not to members them and try for block them for make them not participate. How will they come back and turn back later when the general election where them call? We can't tell them people then say, oh, we're not members of the APC party, so do you have not vote for the APC party? This is where the danger is, the implication is. Let me read what Junior Kabo saying. Junior Kabo say, indeed, Mr. Mankota, you've got to be careful with this Sylvia issue. She is really becoming too much for some of us, the moderates in this party, who are eager to see the party moves on with its work. Don't you think a transfer of your membership registration to another district need administrative procedure to change your previous address to the new address to tally with electoral documents? That's not a time for talk, Junior. You see, when they do stuff them and they try for do analysis them, I always get for stay in the middle for sim. And how are they bring so many hypotheses, theories then where I feel say probably will able to help us understand. The first thing where I make, if the woman when Dr. Sylvia Blyden made in transfer to another place, and that constituency they accept her. But the problem here is when did she made the transfer? Was it after saying the delegate elections they can't take place, so he want for gets a delegate position, and say who say he register probably he not go able to forget a delegate position, so he make the switch. If that is the case, or that make I say if that is the case, that is totally wrong. You're not supposed to do them at all. But if he be not do them, let's say 6-7 months ago or 8 months ago, or 1 year ago, or even beyond that, you understand? If you don't do the transfer, you understand? Then the people that accept them, he pay in dues. Yes, he get the right for doing. This is the bottom line. He get the right for doing. Okay, but now the only question we need to understand is when did she do the transfer? Now let me try for bringing doctor where the patient the waits for me, because I know say he gets a lot. Na NGC man, na NGC/APC, or should I say APC/NGC. Which one way they can before? It can't tell him. But we have to be very careful as a party because we are in a critical state. We are in. If we do it wrong, it will affect you in the election. If we do it correct him, it will help you in the general election. If we begin the start with people saying, forget about Sylvia Blyden. I'm talking about Kono. If we begin to tell people and say, no, you don't get right for contest, you understand? So one of the things where one of the guys also argue in that audio, he said, he tell the executive, the people there, Terikoko and the other people there, way been a try for contest, say, you can get up to 10, 15 candidates. But we know at the end of the day, the highest 5, now in they take, right? So why you only allow 5 candidates, that's it, for make them contest? That's also now disenfranchisement. So we have to be very careful. The way we make this election, this delegate election, now in the determine whether people will just make another, will just widen the division, or we close the gap. So, Doctor, thank you very much for the program. Now, I know say probably we don't read some of the discontentment way they go on since yesterday in social media about this election where they go in Sierra Leone. I believe me and you been in the broadcast last week. We talk about the APC. Now we can understand say, and I know say you been make an advice about the APC what they're supposed to do. Now we can begin to understand say people from the leadership we then send, then they try for block certain people then and tell them say they let's remember them. We a very, very dangerous situation. What's in your take?
Good afternoon, Dr. Mankota, and good afternoon, viewers. Mankota left, not make one reach alone, then beat me with Koboko. See, for see the you, they say me don't go NGC.
I forget. See, for see, yeah.
So now me, I can declare me a national candidate. Yeah. You see, Dr. Makota, it's a pity the politics within Asalo. You see, this poverty here waiting to people them. We know they take the choices of the people. When they impose candidates them to the people there. We go meet one person today, you just come on here, you go to one village, elect the not sabi and they, in Papa no did it, in Baba no did this, they say now they come out, they put on day.
Yeah.
These are some of the things that where we see so. You know, in as much as I sympathized with Sylvia Blyden, if you take advice, this is now one other thing. I want to make it sit down quietly because if I see this thing coming, honestly, I sympathize with them. Where SLPP take them, they go put them in jail for no good reason. Accuse them for APC. And they go to jail on a cell. They say he not need lawyer. I mean, one man cannot fight a dozen all by himself, says Alana Dale. When you go up this the Sherwood Forest, Robbie Wood the robber. And the spirit of fighting, I think it's there in Sylvia. I read most of the things and when you say right, it's kind for still the compare Kamarimba, where Kamarimba even a go claim ancestral something from McKinney, Losar. But make you ask Kamarimba, what did they do on Losar? The Losar people, they chase and say, password reach Magdele, they left up. You know, yes, it's good for make the whole world don't know say before they go to that place they now they go to me. Now so I before do. Because I didn't know Sylvia for that place. Of course, now you're right for do that. But just like how you say, if you don't make her known before by everybody for say the obvious is clear, now how they come out. Then I think say na bad thing band, but if you not to that, it just come up suddenly. They can't make so. But APC, I mean, Sylvia has so much way you know about APC. And APC, at one time, they were good friends, good bedfellows. Way and Eskuruma, they help them. But for less now, there's been a venom. But you know, go expect me, you dey fight with me, Mankota, you dey fight with me, then I go left you. I will give tight marking. You dey see them kickboxing here, where they fight. As soon as you put your guard down, like that, Sylvia, I mean, you can't expect SLP, I mean APC for believe you anymore. From the audio there where they pull, where the whole world they see, they're not going to give them tickets. Obviously, let me tell you this. If nobody not tell you that one day, they're not going to do them.
So let me. Sylvia just sent me an audio, and I want for. I think this now when evening I wouldn't call. So let me bring in the audio. He just sent it to me. Just now I think say either it watch or something like that. So let me type for Brian come into the broadcast.
Okay, let me finish first. Let me rest my case and go ahead. You know, I mean, you're not going to fight person where you know say this person when I don't fight and when I still they perfect and Sylvia still there in fight. Let's say APC go get a ticket for make you go represent them. I mean, in as much as I say, as I like them, now me fellow APCian before when I was in APC.
Okay.
You know? Okay. And I sympathize with them. But you know, I think she should know that she's a doctor. Her IQ is very high. I know that. Any doctor in IQ is more than 120%. What is an IQ, intelligent quotient? It's this chronological age over mental age times 100.
Somebody
she should know that.
Hold on.
I mean, I don't like her to be doing this type of mistakes in the fighting mood, and if you say it will go scot-free. No, you got to be wise enough for know that, you know what? I have to stop this fighting. And many of these people that believe me, they're not believe them. That's all. That's why they're not making anything. I'm sorry.
Doctor, hold on. Junior, I think say you don't understand whether not you. So you say, Mr. Mankota, we know this is your platform, but in discussing issues to do with APC, it could have been better to source out an open or well-known APC member than getting someone who has divided alliance between the NGC and APC. First of all, Dr. Kamara, na fanatic APC. Forget about being a C4C or whatever. Na fanatic APC. APC person, na APC person, doesn't matter. So that's
I was in the front line fighting for Anes Kuruma.
Yeah, so
I was in the front line, me and Joseph Sherman, tell them that one day. I was APC Youth Secretary General from maybe sometime, what's in my age? Asking age first.
I hear you, and sometimes. So, Junior, you see some people that say me na C4C now because of vexation, but deep inside their own heart, they don't say they're na APC. This man way they talk about so. Now somebody we don't do so much for APC, so let me just stop there. Now we bring in Dr. Sylvia Blyden in. Okay, Junior say he's over 50. That's what he just say.
I will born him.
Okay, Junior, now the one that took. All right, let me bring in Sylvia Blyden in audio where he sent me. Let me all. Now, I think so. First time this. I don't know if the same one where I've been watched yesterday or this na new one, but we dey watch them together. It just sent out about a couple minutes ago. We will be there and talk about them. So let we all bring and come in and let we go and call her. Hold on, let me play them.
APC now one APC now before we get the can't leave the results. We know what our winners and
don't know that much. But what you know, you win all, you not so on APC. Yes. You win all, you not so on APC. Yes. That's true? Yes. We were account for content. What the people they say? Because we are one. Yes. So you are the one who win. Because finally we contest na 5 no more and they go be delegates na freedom. So the one who win there, we all one. Then you accept the out. So now you tell me that can't say for that you have no now no say APC la mama do. Yeah. APC la mama do. Thank you, we don't big brother, we constituency chairman, and we 21-man committee, and we order Abado. Thank you. Now we get wrong the result. Just as insisted on it. I don't think we get any loser. I don't think the victory is done.
So, Nakata,
Yeah.
let me just round up because I know say this is it.
Yeah.
Why I say Sylvia for know that this is coming, you remember when it become on herself, where they form that NRM or whatever they call them, they not call them. They may do trade, but they not recall them back for make it continue. Then a big sign that one day way before don't see something coming. I
resign. No, now you resign.
Okay, well, this is it. But in the mention at one time for say they not call them, they not include them. So I think say the time now follow the resolution. What he made a try for feel say this is part of the reconciliation where the APC get for do. They're not for begin first with all them because. If not for now, in the future, if we can forget any future leader or president, she could be our vice president. She could be one for the APC. She has come a long way, but fighting with the top there at this crucial moment, you know, we expect something less than what she has seen. And like how he sings to APC now one, let them all be one. This is another advice to you, Mr. PRO, although Mina C4C NGC.
C4C/MGC/APC.
Yes. So this is actually not necessary for fight at this mega time. They not get a teamwork. They not get anything. I mean, the APC or Yasane or Charikoko or former president, they will just see, you know what, team? We know what Imam Bedi speaker refer to all sides. Do you will not believe him anymore? So they also play that policy. You see the policy where they go with Sam Sumana, Kele, and they try for camp, still people and they blast them, but if they come Kele, Samura, of course, the other man there, even Petito, I don't hear way they try for talking, they talk to people, them, they motivate them. This is the key way for the right now.
Sorry, guys. Yeah. Right. All right. So thank you very much, Doctor. A very important what you talk, and C4C, NGC, and APC all combined together. That's not the politics as all right.
Oh yeah.
Inside the APC come on. Now from the SLPP, not so. Inside the NGC. Inside the NGC, now from the SLPP, inside the C4C come now from the APC. So we all know one.
No, I go talk one thing I had today. Who don't know, you know. What's I try for talk? It just even like Oje and hunting.
No, that's the same thing.
No, would have fan Oje and would have fan hunting. Would I know Oje man and hunting man, you know. What could go before?
Okay. All right. So first of all, thank you very much, Dr. Sylvia Olayinka-Blyden, for sending me this video. This is a new video, not the one where I've been watching yesterday. This is a new one. So a great. What Sylvia do? It just show also that she is a matured politician. You understand? Because in fact, if I read what he writes na the video he sent me, he say no court case over denial of right to contest amongst her Kisi family, Sylvia Blyden assures. And I think, I don't know if some people then they try for say, well, Sylvia probably if they go to court or something like that, that make it just one for make and clear, say, no, we're going to court for that, for say. And I not think say it even necessary for somebody for going to court for that. I not get too much.
That's a good decision. That's an excellent decision.
Yeah.
You don't begin to think straight. That's very good. I applaud her for this.
Yeah. So my only concern is if this continue. Not to Sylvia in case is still pending. I don't know. Like I say, I will therefore be very straightforward now. If Sylvia do this, and I thank God we yourself realize say. Maybe not test no more. If indeed, now at least I can put this. Okay. If now before now it change. Okay. And even at that, there's no need for making good court say what them call, because right now the SLPP are watching us. Say okay.
Makota, let me help you and let me help Sylvia. When Sylvia been put on, Sylvia is my friend. I mean, I talk freely, make you know. When he put on an eskoroma in head, an eskoroma call him, he make and see. He come back, he explained when he come out why he put the horn Panam and what happened. That was a lot of energy and the time down the road. Now it's an emergency. Sylvia should know when she's in the ER, it just got to do the ABCs of things. You cure the airway, the breathing, and the circulation. Otherwise, it is death.
Yeah.
These are the things when you therefore do right now.
As a medical doctor, airway.
Well, I talk and be a medical doctor, you know. The ABCs of things, yeah. If you see, secure the airway, person will breathe, okay, the breathing, not the circulation, way, not the blood, other things, and the lungs, the heart, everything. Then it will go to what thing? Either death or electrical, neurological. The person paralyzed or stroke. This is the time he has to apply all these things.
Yeah. So I totally agree with you. And Sylvia is a smart person, so I not get no doubt on her for say he will able to do the right thing. I not so much get too much of stuff based on what Sylvia they talk out there. I think say a smart person. I think say Sylvia, based on what they hear from her, I think say run for I don't know, president or something like that. Well, you get the rights for doing, you get the right for doing. So and a smart woman, sometimes we know they see eye to eye in most of the cases them, but I'm not getting no doubt for say Sylvia na a very, very smart woman. And secondly, na credible person. Now, one of the things we again high respect is very, very credible. Yes, somebody can hate him, but Sylvia, based on the since when me and him begin to interact, they follow him and they see how things end, and come put her as SEA, then after that minister and all that thing, and they see most of the things the way they talk publicly. If you investigate them, na correct things them. Otherwise, Sylvia na one of the people then way for being in this trouble, this commission of inquiry trouble. Because there were people, there were allegations where they levy against her. Even the APC.
Let her continue being a diplomat. Let her continue being a diplomat. And who is a diplomat? A diplomat is a honest person sent abroad to tell lies for his country. I mean, she's come a long way. I know what you're saying. I'm watching her. But if he sleep in garden, he make anything, I'm not able to advise him one-on-one or secretly, but let me give her these tips, you know. She's come a long way, and she knows she's mature. She's one of the most mature person, politicians in that country now, for her age. So she knows a lot of things, and it's going to be for her advantage. But the fighting mood and the spirit, no, it's got to stop. Let her be a diplomat, period.
All right. Well, it is listening to you. It hear you.
I know they listen to me. Yeah.
So, but you know, my concern is the generality of the entire exercise over there. People are watching. The SLPP are watching. They once make another crusade, go back in the court for make they able for help that crusade for the private whip. So this now more.
If you are not going to go to court, and the APC for be smart enough for questioning them, bring them, talk to them, let it don't be a matter of the id and the ego. She can turn things around in a minute if she wants to.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about Sylvia. Sylvia no will ever gonna. I'm talking about like what Sylvia and Kailahun this thing happen, not so. But we don't see two reports from Kono district, right, where people then grumble so much. And my concern is, let's do it the right way. Let's do it in a democratic way so that we'll be able to prove to the people that we believe, say, APC na this Calbanti, you know, on Democratic Party way, then it just the
I can tell you what's going on, becoming a C4C. Yes, go ahead.
You see for C in Africa anyway, you know APC. So as I be doctor, so well now we all then at the society na APC. So I think if you go sometime na loan no more, but at the end of the day, you na APC. So that make you Abdul Fonti na this forum, you Abdul Fonti na Uda again. We been left with na the APC where they had done one. I think now two. Na this platform here. I tell you now say na loan when they come back no na the house na one no more when they come back. So when they come back anyway, and in fact you already don't begin come back because if you not to APC, first of all you know they advise APC for make them do the right thing. You go advise and let them do the wrong thing, right? Let them lose. So yeah. So I talk about the generality of the process. Please, the 21-man committee and the leadership of the APC party. I don't say we all get ego. And African man, when he be a leader, there is always a problem. That ego always they obstruct him for make the able do things that are very simple because of ego. Then we take this ego we will get to put it aside for the benefit of the party and do the right thing so that we members them then will be happy. But if we begin to tell members then say you know to APC, so therefore you not qualify for this, you not qualify for them. Then are the same people them after random all this brouhaha, are the same people who will get for go meet back and ask them say they are not for vote for me. Oh bra, you na card member holder, so you na APC do have for help for campaign because the APC leadership not able to campaign for the party in every side. Now then local people here will get for tap into for make them able to help we for convince them brothers and sisters within at that locality there. So if we not try for be smart, for make we very be careful, at the end of the day, we just expand the division, which is not the right way. Go ahead. I know you want to say something.
Yeah, this is just a little advice to Awangi. Whether the flag bearer aspirants they know or not, people that way don't appear on the media, social media, they cause on their behalf against other flag bearers them. Do ya? Because then they give them bad name, make them tell them whether they know for say or not, then they do them or not, so then they do them. Them bad cause the way they split them, make them moderate them na the social media. Because otherwise, this they do them no good. This is one thing I want to tell them.
Well, I think saying we don't talk about this from the beginning. We lost the election. I don't talk about this so many times. Just like what I've been talk earlier, them program here for 2-3 years now about this particular cost business where people then they take very seriously in our social media. Not a strategy, cost not a strategy in politics. It's not a strategy, especially in Nigeria. Maybe during the 80s, because some of you will be young, you understand them. During the 80s, we they see people then they run away with we because now violent and cost. Now in the way they call, but during the time they na one party state, so it's quite different. And the time during the time people are not aware of their own surrounding, let alone things the way they happen around the world. But now in the age of social media in the 21st century, it's very, very difficult for you use cost or insult as a strategy for making you able to win election. No, they help. The cost, in fact, if me have been candidates for the APC, the run for the APC candidacy, one of the things where they put anybody where cause not to me supporter. I'm not going to tolerate you for making cause other people them because you know why? Tomorrow, after the dust don't settle, I need them people that they back for make them come me for let we win. So if you begin to cause them people, then they tell them all them come back in and they if I set not, then people then will just feel on them and they support you. For make I go talk to them. Now very, very difficult task that one day. So I want to make all the potential people that will contest for the candidacy, make them take this as an advice. When I tell members, then say no, I will never tolerate million supporter for making cause another person because that's not the strategy. If you want to help me, explain what they can do for the APC party. Explain what they can do for the country. Tell the people now that one day constantly you get for demand the people that this man, if he when I get a chance, now this, they can do.
Or tell her what you been on do. Man, talk what you been on do.
Yeah,
say what you can do for the country.
What you been on
that
do?
Could be also. Yeah.
So, but for allow people then they begin to cause people them, some people then they even accuse him. Some people then they give then they pay some of them people then they cost. It's very, very pathetic. You can do that as in the modern democracy, especially within the same party. You cannot do that at all. So me now from the beginning, and I tell them say, be careful. Say this course here it starts between from the APC to the SLPP, right? Now the SLPP will be in the course before. Everybody was very happy within the APC. And that time they have been tell them say, hey, una be careful. When you use for feed a lion, a leopard, every day you feed them. The time when the food not there, now they get forbid the menu. And I've been telling. I remember the time when we've been going Ohio Summit, the diaspora, APC diaspora summit, now Ohio. I talked to some of them, say, man, I am not in favor of this course because to me, it don't make no sense to me. Not to strategy, not to nothing. So some of them say, people, the matured leaders that within the party, they need to realize that. When somebody is emotional, it just feels like somebody will drown. You understand? You get cutlass self in the hole, sharp thing in the hole for making it them. That's the same thing. When we lost the election, a lot of people they're very, very emotional. You know, so anything where they make them feel happy a little bit, then they hold them, then they embrace them. So I understand that, but that time they don't pass now. It is time for let we resettle and try for do the right thing as a political party. We will able to carry go that 2023 for make we win the election. We are no longer in power. That is very, very correct. So that alone now a very big disadvantage. People that when they talk say, they win this election yeah, because the SLPP look where they mess up. Yes, the SLPP then they mess up now an advantage for we. But enough for make we win the election. We get for do more. Number one, we get for unify. We get for all we members them first. Tight. And to be honest with you, the APC membership alone not go able for give that power there. Just like the SLPP, the country is evenly divided. You have to tap into the other people them. And it can be said, it can be said, it's very, very difficult for make you see in an independent person. Very, very difficult as alone for see an independent person. If you're not to see for see in an NGC, if you're not to NGC, na SLPP, not to SLPP, na APC, if you're not to SAPC, na other political parties. So the very ideas for say you were able to tap to independence like the United States here, it's almost nil. So therefore, we have to moderate the way we do things so that we not go only eliminate we young people them when we already members then at the APC, but also for encourage people that will get skepticisms for this government when SLPP members them. To be honest with you, then they're not happy with the SLPP. Now SLPP members them. But if we not would they attack everybody, would they do this, would they do that? To be honest with you, the odds are too much for we than the SLPP. Irrespective of the mistake with the SLPP government they make. Very, very difficult. And then the power. Now they get the electoral commissioner. Now they get the money. Now then they control the election. Forget about the international community. Forget about the international community. The international community they can do so much. Look what happened in Guinea. When the people in Guinea then say they don't want a third term, the international community come and talk. In fact, at the end of the day, they begin look for their own interest. What Alpha Conde say, like China now one of the people that will be try for make that what they call them. You know what Alpha Conde tell them? He say if una come for business, una do business. If una want for interfere with local politics, then we get for revisit the business owner they do if we can power. Then set more thing, what will happen? Alpha Conde then kill people. Then say at the end of the day. The parliament in Guinea, they vote 90-something% for make them go for make them change the constitution for a third term. So yes, we depend on the international community, but not too much. We have to take care of our own. So this Namio advice to the APC. If not listen, it's fine. If I'm not listening, okay. Just like before, we have been advised when I say when I stop, we lost the election. When I say no, we lost some. Now the same thing is. Let we encourage members that let them feel at home. Not tell somebody say, well, say this na member, tell and say, to member just because they try for support one candidate over the other. That's not politics. That's not democracy. But for begin tell them, then these are the same people that will get for go rely on for say, do you have can't vote for me? It's a mistake. You get the last word.
Well, I think say you don't sum them up, and I just pray say. Would they ask back the ruling party right now for make we continue with harmony, and now that they go into elections, Bokuru Mode, where they say, Papa President, you don't come with pepper water, we na acid. For can fry Sierra Leone and then I don't know if it's not true or not. We will be big normal. But the elections are waiting come. We all could be opponents, but we are not enemies. We are all brothers and sisters. We go to the same school them. And also the youth man them. Una the youth man them. A big una. Una not go die for anybody.
Very
not go die for anybody. Right now, una dey fight for the 5,000 Leone self una been fight for. Kukuri not dey for that. Because the Kukuri they can make us small.
Kukuri says that now say they own then they can raise the price from 5,000 to 10,000.
Yeah, the Kukuri, yes, they're not strike safe. Well, look no more at the bread and butter, which it don't happen. So man, I bread in the lipa. Now the bread, so I say if you get bread, you know they get the butter out. Some of we will come offline. I feel say if we go offline, we go plant cassava, we able to sell them, if we get machine, we able to make angari. More not just you don't have free time, we wait for the take I don't call them that anything when they make na salon music. I don't get 1, 2, as you know, I go sleep, I come back. No, we don't pass that side. Would I able to land trade or anything? Now in the bill but close them, and I go and then build the sites them. If you not team up so then one person they can take on that. Yeah, so do ya more first something for do, and we serve the politicians them do ya more left for take advantage over the ignorance of the people them, and more we sort of give them the human rights. More give the school picking them a good education. It's very appalling that the passes of all the Sierra Leone is so poor. Now, privileged ones, the way they go private schools, now they're able to get good results. You know, a very heart-rendering. Now go where they go so. But what you get for left? We don't know what they go meet before. Now bank would they make so. If we make a good bank, sometimes we go heaven. If we make a bad bank, well, the hell the way to. So now that's no more our talk. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I just want for the emphasize what you talk about we youth them. The youth them as alone the feature of any country, you know, and it can be seen. We get over 60% of the population as alone are young people them, and the politicians the way they you know misuse they will picking and they not do any good service to the country itself. You know, now we supposed for teach we picking them for make them be role model tomorrow. You know, yes, we know say we all people them before they're not being able for you know teach we good politics. Culturally, we get good culture, but politics people then they take advantage of the youths them. I go tell you one thing. Nobody no want for let somebody go misuse in Peking. Them politicians are way with the fight for. They get their own picking them all. They get their own picking them. When they say for go demonstrate, you know, see none of them picking in the street too. In fact, them picking in some of them they not oversee. Una the for go demonstrate, then kill you for nothing. Look the people they picking away then go kill my Kenny. That's a buffy. So for a politician for go give you 50, 20, 100,000, say they are not for go demonstrate, or not for go do this, not for go do that. Don't do it. Tell that politician you get picking. If he say yes, tell and say, well, let you picking can lead with. You know, let the picking can lead with. But we need for go the teach with picking and say politicians and then I use and they use them. At the end of the day, they don't really care about them. Ajibujalo say the economy here is upside down, the exact opposite of what was advised by the governor of the bank is what is happening here. SLPP has failed us at all levels. They have even failed themselves according to manifesto promise. If only we APC can get our houses in order and open the space for the best candidates to prevail. Yeah, definitely.
This is what we are saying. This is what we've been saying, Mr. Ajibu, that if only we do our homework, I mean, you know, health education, political education, other education, where they sensitize the people them, let them go vote. I mean, if we all vote you don't talk so, they're satisfied with the opposite, then go vote. Their mind, their conscience. This is about politics. Where you they go, now you want green, they go vote. The most important thing now for register, then you go vote. If you go vote, the votes can come out in favor of APC, then the international community go help.
Yeah.
Well, especially with a large margin. All them here are ingredients them. Very good ingredients them.
Yeah,
You know?
but the point where I also agree with Ajibu Jalo is, if only we APC can get our house in order and open the space for the best candidate to prevail. Very, very important statement. We now in some of we they try for emphasize. Now we open the space. Now we not try for close the space. Because to be honest with you, just like what I say, the country divided into two, APC, SLPP. The C4C, the MGC, those are just minor party them. But the major party in the country now APC, SLPP. And to be honest, the APC supporters that alone not go able for giving the power, the 51, I think 51 or 55%. I think 55%. The 55% where we need the first round for make we win. They're not go able. The same thing with the SLPP. The SLPP supporters alone are not go able to give the SLPP power. If you look at the pattern of voting from 1996 to today, where some of we they follow up and try for take the data and try for manipulate and see exactly which are the feature that make with the tell us so. Because every single election we they follow, we they take them data than them, we they try for analyze the data and see it is very, very clear. If you're able to do that, you go see what's going to happen the next election. So not to kind of magic way some of who we been get for tell say probably will lose the election. But probably not been get no magic. Now because we see how people then they vote from 1996, 2002, 2007, 2018. Now consistently we know say the country is divided. The country is divided. And we see another thing what make we the SLPP, we the APC more we get for work harder than the SLPP. In 1996, when the election took place, no party not being able for win the election for the first round. So then therefore, make some negotiation with other political parties them for make them able for give them the winning. Now that make PDP Sobe be able to help with the SLPP. In 2002, when at the incumbent, he win 70%. You understand? He win 70% because at that time, in the power now, he gets all the instruments and the power for making able for convince people they get the money, he get the influence, he gets everything for convince the citizens for make them vote for him. The same thing in 2007. No party that because him, the incumbents not they run again. So now kind of a neutral election. So no party not able for win outright. Pass will go the second time. And when we go the second time, we had to make a negotiation with PMDC, right? PMDC now able to help we for make we day on top, we able to win. In 2012, because the incumbent been run, we win the election the first round. Now, what we know in 2018, the incumbent don't run it again, so now it don't go back to a neutral fight. What will happen? We're not able, no party not able to win the election outrightly. We'll get for a second term. Now, in 2023, the APC get for work harder, multiple harder than the SLPP for make we able for broke that pardon day. Otherwise, the same pardon they go on. So that I make the first thing we'll get for do is unite together. Now we not allow anything where they divide we, because the moment we divide, we are out. Mother be they win back. That one I mean I'm concerned, and I hope say Ajibu Jalo they listen because since I've got for all. And Richard Conte the listening, Sam Sumana, Samura, Petito, and all the other potential candidates, Sylvia Blyden, all the other potential candidates, then they listen for make them and yes, I mean, when are the secretary. And
now I've been telling you last time, say, may they all listen, may they go inside the ballet, may they not wash the dirty linens in public. Now they then go make up. Period.
Yeah. So that is the case, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to thank you very much, Doctor, for can help me for analyze some of them here. I also want to thank Ajibu Jalo, Junior Kabo, and George Owell for also giving your opinion on the comment section. And we're not perfect. Nobody knows that this world we perfect. So now we use imperfection for learn, for make we become better. You understand? Anybody at this 21st century, we know they use the historical perspective for make you become a better person, either the current, the present, or the future, is doomed. So now the same thing with whether you talk about political party, you talk about a country, history is very, very important, especially in the age of data. Data is something very, very, very important. It will help you for make you able to see the future. Now, you don't need to go to Moriman. Now, we, the African, they still believe same. The Moriman are the only person who will able to give you the future. No, data they give, it didn't we hand. It is able to give you the future. It is able to give you what's going to happen. Not a certainty, but at least it is able for clear the doubt we will get for say, well, this is going to happen because it happened this, it happened this, it happened this. You know. So thank you very much, guys. May God bless you all. Thank you too, and thank you, Dr. Kamara, for his brilliant contribution. So, Dr. Kamara, finally, somebody don't thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you too. So, good luck. Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you back next week, the same time, the same place. Dr. Sylvia Blyden, if you want for the program, you're welcome. Okay, and thank you very much for sending me that video for now we're able to play at the program. Thank you very much. All right, good night.
Night.